How many times did you apologize this week for something that wasn't your fault? How many times did you smile at someone you actually wanted to scream at? How many times did you say yes just to avoid being difficult? We are taught that being nice is the ultimate virtue. We think that if we are polite and agreeable and safe, we will be rewarded. But there is a difference between being kind and being tame. Kindness is a strength. Tameness is a genetic tragedy. Welcome back to the Simple Tapes. This is your friend Vinny. It's Sunday here in the Rust Belt. I'm drinking black coffee. The house is quiet. There's a stray cat that walks across my fence every morning. He stops, looks at me, and keeps walking. He doesn't want me to pet him. He doesn't need me to feed him. He respects me, but he doesn't need my permission to exist. I think we can learn a lot from that cat. If you spent this week feeling like a doormat, feeling like you gave pieces of yourself away just to keep the peace, today we're going to talk about how to get your teeth back. There's a phenomenon in biology called domestication syndrome. It explains what happens to an animal when it stops fighting for itself and starts relying on humans for safety. We usually think domestication is cute. Look at the dog, look at the bunny. But biologically, domestication is a trade-off. You trade your independence for safety. And when you make that trade, your body changes. You lose your sharp edges. You become softer. And recently, anthropologists have suggested something terrifying. Humans are domesticating themselves. The best evidence for this comes from a Soviet scientist named Dmitry Belyaev. That's Dmitry Belyaev. Back in the 1950s, in Siberia, he wanted to understand how wolves turned into dogs, so he started an experiment with silver foxes. He took a group of wild foxes and he bred them for exactly one trait: tameness. He didn't care about size or color. He just selected the foxes that were the least aggressive, the ones that didn't bite, the nice ones. Within just 10 generations, the foxes changed completely. They started wagging their tails. They whined for attention. They licked the scientist's hands. They became incredibly cute. But then Belyaev noticed these side effects. Their ears, which used to be tall and pointed, started to flop over. Their tails started to curl. Their snouts got shorter. And the most frightening of all, their brains got smaller. Their adrenal glands, the part of the body that handles fight or flight, shrank. By breeding for niceness, the foxes lost their intelligence. They lost their instincts. They lost their ability to survive in the wild. They became permanent children. I realized recently that I've been running a Belyaev experiment on myself. For years, I thought my job was to be the tame fox. I wanted to be the A-plus employee, the chill friend, the guy who never complains. It reminds me of that show Severance. If you've seen it, you know about the break room. Mild spoiler alert, when an employee misbehaves, they force them to sit in a dark room and read an apology script over and over again. You have to say, I am sorry, I am sorry. And you have to say it until the machine believes you actually mean it, until your spirit breaks. I realized I didn't need a break room. I was doing it to myself. I was suppressing my instincts. When I was angry, I smiled. When I was tired, I worked harder. I thought I was being professional, but actually, I was just letting my ears flop. I was shrinking my own spirit just to make everyone else comfortable. The world loves a tame fox. It loves people who are easily managed. but you cannot build a meaningful life if you are terrified of your own shadow. So here's my challenge to you this week. Check your ears. Stop being so nice. I don't mean be a jerk. I don't mean be cruel. I mean stop apologizing for taking up space. If you disagree with something, say it. If you don't want to do the favor, say no. If you are angry, let yourself feel the heat of it. Don't trade your autonomy for a little bit of safety. It is better to be a little bit wild and free than to be safe, fed, and stuck in a cage. Be kind, be helpful, but keep your teeth. You might need them. And hey, one small thing before you go. I saw that stray cat again later in the afternoon. It started raining. He didn't run to my porch for cover. He just found a dry spot under a pine tree and curled up. He handled his own business. There is a quiet dignity in knowing you can survive the rain. Till next week, this is your friend Vinny. Keep it ordinary, keep it simple.